Hello, my sweet and precious students. Algebra. This is Saxon Algebra 1. Algebra 1. We are talking the third edition. Looks like that guy right there, right? Okay, so we're going to be talking about rational equations here. Rational equations just means fraction. Rational means ratio, and a ratio is just a fraction. So what we're going to do is we want to try and, there's a couple different ways that we can handle this. We can get so that we have the same denominator all the way across the board, and if we do that, then we can cancel it out. But we can also combine like terms here. Let's start by doing this. Watch. Our combined like terms on this side over here. That means I need to multiply this by 2, this by 2. So I end up with 2y over 4 plus 1 over 4 equals y over 6. So let's combine these guys. I would have 2y plus 1 over 4 equals y over 6. Y over 6. Now, if you have addition and subtraction in a fraction like this, you want to put some parentheses around it. We are going to cross multiply. 4y equals this times this, 6, 2y plus 1. Those parentheses are important because we need to distribute. So what I'm going to do is draw this guy up here. We're going to do 4y equals, now I take that 6 times 2 and I get 12y plus 6. All right, guys, so now what I have to do is minus 12y from both sides, minus 12y. So what I have is, let me see. There we go. So 6, so then this is going to be 8, 9, 10, yeah, okay, so 8, negative 8y equals, bring that down, 6, divide both sides by negative 8, negative 8, y equals, and I'm going to move that negative up to the top, so negative 3 over 4. So y equals negative 3 over 4. This is for lesson 78, so bear with me. Okay, so you could always check it by putting in, so you could do it on a calculator, right? You would do negative, and instead of 3 over 4, I would do like negative 0.57, negative 0.75 divided by 2 plus, and we know 1/4 would be 0.25. So, and then you could do negative 0.752. So you could plug this all into a calculator if you wanted to. I don't think we want to check because I was thinking of something else. So we're going to not worry about checking. You don't need to do that. Okay, so let's do the same thing here. We need to get these guys with a common denominator. So this is going to be times 2. This is going to be times 2. This will be times 7. This will be times 7. That reflection gets really bad on this. So bear with me. Okay, that might be a little bit better. It's not so glary on the paper. Okay, so then what we have here is 4x over 14 minus 21x over 14 equals 1/3. Now we can combine this. We get 4x minus, helps if you write the x. 4x minus 21x over 14 equals 1/3. Remember, addition, subtraction, throw some parentheses on those. Parentheses here, parentheses here. So what we're going to do is we get this times this, which is 14, equals this times this, which is 3. Quantity 4x minus 21x. Well, quantity 40, we can simplify that. Let's make it easier. So that is going to be 18x, right? 21, 7, 18, yes. 19, 20, 21, no. 17, I was like, that does not sound right. Y'all, it's 17x. Okay, 17x. So, 17 times 3 would help if I have a calculator because you obviously don't want me doing mental math. 17 times 3 is 51. So we get 14 equals 51x. Divide both sides by 51. Divide by 51. X equals 14 over 51 because there is no common denominator here. So I dropped my negative somewhere, y'all. Oh, see? Negative, I was so worried about doing this correctly. It's negative 17, negative, oh my God, I'm a hot mess. So this is your answer, okay? Don't worry about checking it. We're gonna do that in Algebra 2. Okay, so let's take a look. These are our next ones. So we're not gonna check. Not gonna check. Let's take a look at these guys. I'm gonna rewrite, I'm gonna pause. I'll pause this so you don't have to watch this. All right, I had to move that down so we have more room, and you did not need to see me doing that. Okay, so this is gonna be, remember parentheses around addition, subtraction there. We're gonna multiply this by 7, this by 7, this by 2, this by 2. So what that will give us is 21y over 14 plus quantity 8 minus 4y over 14 equals 3 over 1, because we're dealing with fractions, so I'm just going to make it a fraction, make life easier. So what I have now is 21y plus, now make sure you're distributing, so plus 2, 8 minus 4y. It's a good habit to get it into, don't just try and do it in your head by distributing. All that garbage divided by 14 equals, let's actually, I put that into a fraction, but I think we can do something else. We can multiply all this garbage by 14. This cancels out this, multiply this by 14. So what we have now is 21y plus, let's do the distributive property for those two guys. We have 2 times 8, which is 16, minus 2 times 4, which is going to be 8y, equals 3 times 14. I'm not going to do this mentally. 42. Excellent. 42. So what we have now is, let's combine this and this. So 21, it's really late when I'm recording this, so I'm going to, okay, 13. I'm gonna do the math with the calculator. 13y plus 16 equals 42 minus 16 minus 16. Whoosh. Cancel out. 13y equals 42 minus 16 gives me 26. Ooh, this is an easy one, like a fun one, because divide by 13, y equals 2. Y equals 2, and so that was for example number 3. Good, let's look at example number 4 here. Again, we need that common denominator. Let's do 4, so times 2. So I have x plus 1 minus 6, all of that. Actually, I shouldn't break that up, because if that negative, if we had to distribute it, you would have made a mistake there. Well, I mean, I would have made the mistake, and then I would have been teaching you bad habits. So we're gonna do x plus 1 over 4 minus 6 over 4 equals 2x minus 9 over 10. I'm going to show you a different way now. Actually, we're going to do something a little different. There's 3 chunks here, okay? All those chunks, the common denominator there is going to be 20. So I need to multiply this by 5 and all that garbage by 5. Remember, addition, subtraction, throw some parentheses around that. Multiply this by 5, this by 5. Over here, I multiplied this by 2 and throw those parentheses, 2. So what I have now is 5x plus 1 over 20 minus 30 over 20 equals 2x minus 9 over 20. Now, is it an equation? Yes, because this does not work for expressions. Do all of my chunks have the same common denominator? Absolutely. Then we can cross it off. So what we have now is 5x plus 1, so that's going to be 5x plus 5 minus 30 equals 4x minus 18, because I did that distribute, right? So that's going to be 5x minus 25 equals 4x minus 18. I like sharp pencils, so give me a sec. All right, so we are going to minus 4x from both sides. That will cancel out this. Add 25, so we're going to do it at the same time, right? So we're going to do plus 25, doing a two-stepper here. That guy right there. And then we are, oh, these cancel out. So that's going to be 1x, or just x, equals negative 18, 25 minus 18. That is going to give me 7. I'm all double checking, so I want to make sure. So that's 7. All right, guys, so your practice problems are these guys right here. So pause the video, do them, and then come on back, and we'll see what you got. All right, so the next ones that you get back, we see this. We could do it a couple different methods, but I think this one I want to do where I get each chunk to have the same common denominator, and that's going to be 12. So I'm going to multiply this by 3, this by 3, this by 4, this by 4, this by 6, this by 6. So I get 3z over 12 minus 4 over 12 equals 6z over 12. All right, with that said, now what you're going to do is, remember, this does not work for expressions, only equations. So we have an equal sign, so this is an equation. all of our chunks have the same common denominator, so we can cross that out. That gives me, I'm going to come up here just to give me some more room here. We have 3z minus 4 equals 6z. I'm going to move this z over to the other side, minus 3z, minus 3z. That will give me negative 4 equals 3z. Divide both sides by 3. Divide by 3. I get negative 4 over 3 equals z. Remember to write it correctly, so flip it around. That is the symmetric property. I had to think about that. Negative 4 over 3. That is your answer. All right, for this guy right here, it's looking pretty wonky. Let's do this first. These are already, they have a common denominator, so let's combine that. That is y plus 2, remember, parentheses around addition, subtraction, minus y plus 2. Do you see why that is important, right? Because what's going to end up happening here? 3 minus 5 over 2 equals 2y minus 4 over 8. So if we distribute this guy, we get y plus 2 minus y minus 2 over 3. Minus 5 halves equals 2y plus 4 over 8. Okay, so what we're going to do for this is, move my camera around a little bit, I can see you guys a little better. This cancels out with this cancels out with this. I get 0 over 3 minus 5 over 2. Well, 0 minus 3 is just 3, or 0 over 3 is just 3. 0, I can't even talk. 2y plus 4 over 8. Well, now I'm going to take that negative that's in the middle because it was a subtraction sign, but now it's a negative. Let's bump that puppy up to the top. Bump that up to the top. Because I have fraction equals fraction, so I can cross multiply. Remember to use parentheses. This times this equals this times this. 2y plus 4 equals negative 40. 4y plus 8 equals negative 40. Minus 8 from both sides, minus 8. 4y equals negative 48. Divide by 4, divide by 4. Y equals negative 12. Negative 12. All right, guys, that is lesson 78. If you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, great work, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much.